I also want to thank your First Minister who's here. John, would you stand up? John Swinney, who's a terrific guy and loves golf and loves the people of this country. And we really appreciate it. You're really a very special guy. Thank you very much for everything, John.
Terrific and a very special guy, and also someone who loves golf. I mean, I think I've covered John Swinney's career for over 20 years. I don't think I've ever heard him talking about golf. I don't think I've ever seen him on a golf course. I asked him about this afterwards. I said, hey, what about this love of golf that you've kept to yourself? And he said, I'm aware of golf. So I think Trump was maybe pushing Swinney's love of golf just a little bit. But if you're the FM and his advisors, it was a good trip for Swinney. You know, he could have been given the Zelensky treatment, a humiliation in front of the cameras in full public view. He got the opposite, which was quite cringy praise. And it seems like, if you believe what the First Minister is saying, that the issue of whiskey tariffs is now on Trump's desk. Whether or not he puts it in the bin, I don't know. But it seems like there's now a window of opportunity between now and the second state visit in September, where there might be scope for a bit of movement, maybe chiselling down the whiskey tariffs a little bit from 10%. So I don't think Swinney could have achieved much as a devolved leader, but all round pretty positive.
Yeah, I mean, he does seem to have, by all accounts, John Swinney's got out the family album and showed him a few photographs of his son's golf swing, and Trump said, yeah, that's a pretty good swing he's got there.
That's all he need to do.
I read with interest the story that the Scottish Government had given £180,000 to a golf competition that's going to be happening at Trump's new golf course.
Which coincided with the President's trip, a remarkable
it just
coincidence.
Happened they made that announcement in the morning, probably a few minutes before Trump made his effusive praise. The Sunday Mail reported that this £180,000 of our money was given despite the fact the prize pot in this golf competition is about £2 million. So, I mean, it looks like John Swinney's gone in, he's met him, he's said the right things. Trump's saying he likes him. To be honest, whether that'll make much difference to whether we reduce the tariffs in whiskey, let's wait and see. I suspect that the tariff will be reduced if it's good for Donald Trump, and it won't be if it's not. And that ultimately what the First Minister has done is gone and helped Donald Trump launch his golf course, which, as you pointed out, it really is incredible that I think even, you see, the way that standards in public life are shifting globally. I think even in Donald Trump's first term in office, there was a sort of questions over whether he could keep his business interests and whether he had to release his tax returns and all that sort of stuff. Now, a few years later, he's, turning up in Air Force One with the full entourage to essentially launch a golf course that he's going to make a lot of money out of, and he's managed to rope in the Prime Minister and the First Minister to help him do it.
Yeah, if you're the First Minister's advisors, Dougie, would you be happy with the last few days?
Yeah, I think from a Scottish Government point of view, it's been a good few days. I mean, I will say, but obviously I'm a bit of a golf fan, so I'm a wee bit biased when it comes to stuff like this. But I believe this tournament's quite a major event, and I think I don't really see any problem with public money going to it. Public money goes to sporting events all over the country.
A major event that was happening anyway. I mean, usually you give the money to attract the event.
But anyway, sorry. Going back to the original point, I think the Scottish Government will be quite happy. How this plays with John Swinney's party support and within John Swinney's party, I think is going to be a much more interesting question. I mean, ultimately, Swinney was never going to get a great deal out of this. It could have been a disaster for him, but it was never going to be magical for him. And in the end, he's avoided the disaster. But from the party point of view, especially those on the left of the party who only see the world, everyone's either, it seems to me, you either hate Donald Trump or you love Donald Trump. Everything's black and white or orange, I suppose, in this case. But a lot in the SNP are very much in the, we hate Donald Trump side, and to see their First Minister, to see their leader schmoozing up to him, getting the family album out, pretending he likes golf. I don't know how that's going to play with his key vote, especially in the Central Belt. Maybe not so much in Aberdeenshire, in places like Ayrshire, where I think Trump remains quite popular because of the the impact of his golf courses. But certainly the Central Belt, I don't think it'll have went down well.